Hello, all you beautiful souls. Jules here, and happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. I hope you guys had Friday off like I did. I didn't even realize that we had Friday off at my work, so I was just gonna come in until everyone was coming up to me on Thursday saying, Happy Friday. And I was like, wait, did I miss the day again this week? And they're like, no, we have tomorrow off, and are you coming in for double time or time and a half? And I was like, oh, well, yeah, I would love to come in for time and a half, but I forgot to sign up. So a floater got my spot, which sucks because no one but me would have got my spot had I signed up. And yeah, that pissed me off. But anyways, it was nice to have today off regardless and spend it with Gemini. And my neighbor was super sweet, and she got new carpets for her front porch. So she gave me her old ones, which are just like new. And they actually have grip on the bottom. So when it's so windy here all the time and storms blowing, my chairs and tables don't fly everywhere and it looks like a tornado blew through when I wake up. It's secure down. So I don't have that issue, and that is honestly awesome because it gets loud down there at night when the storms kick up and it just causes so much damage. But yeah, that was my day. Went grocery shopping and saw, I had to call the non-emergency 911 line. So we have a line here we can call for non-emergencies in our city because this guy was just, tripping. He was straight tripping on the side of the road. And I took Gemini out because she comes grocery shopping and waits in the car. So I took her out afterwards and we walked by him and he was like screaming for help, and he was literally rolling around. And as like first responder, I'm certified in first aid and CPR. Not that I would have been able to do anything, but I just felt that, inner urge to do something. So of course me and like 10 other people had called this line on this person, and the cops came, and then the ambulance had to come because this is something we couldn't Narcan. He was fully awake and aware of what was going on. So yeah, I'll post a little pic so you guys can see. This was wild. But anywho, we're going to be talking about human design today. And human design is all about understanding yourself and your flow of energy and being able to successfully maintain that energy. So, what do you think you should want? And what don't you want? A lot of times we're asked, what do you want? But what don't you want? And the way I lived in the past is because that is how I thought I should live. And that is the way I was conditioned to live. That is the way I was taught to live by my parents. And we went to church every weekend. I don't bash any of my ways of growing up with my family, growing up as a Catholic, but it was very strict and rigid, and we lived by the 10 Commandments, though seeing them broken all the time around me in the world was just really a disregard of how you can be forgiven for being such a bad person again and again. But as I grew up, I took college courses, learning world religion, and it was really interesting to actually get out into the field and go to 5 different churches and see how they worshiped and compare them for one of my reports. But human design is coming back home to yourself. It's very empowering, and it's not meant to bring you down. So who are we? Who are you? And once you step into your authentic self, you will feel that shift. And many of us are generators, so we'll be talking a lot about the generators. And generators are here to respond, not to initiate. And this is through your sacral chakra. You're responding through your sacral chakra, the gut feeling. You have to trust your gut. And if you feel the strong yes or no, like type, that is what you need to trust. And you can feel that maybe by a pinch in your stomach, a drop. You ever feel that drop feeling in your stomach? There are different ways to interpret those feelings, and we'll go over those. So you're here to respond through questions, through opportunity. You're responding in your environment. So there may be signs in your environment, and open-ended questions. So they are harder. Yes or no is the easiest for generators. But when you have an open-end question, those can be quite difficult. And you really want to come from your solar plexus. Generators are workers. They are busy bees, and people task them with things. So if you're in your work and that environment, you're going to be a very good asset to them, because as a generator, you are a hard worker, and they're here to enjoy the energy that they create. And I definitely feel that as creating jewelry. That is what I feel is my sole purpose. Even though I go to work and punch in on a time clock, that is my generator energy being released, so that when I come home, I'm all amped up from handling copper all day. And that brings me into my true authentic self. So most generators do have a 9-to-5 job. And that is supported by essentially their hobbies. So their hobby is supported by their 9-to-5 job. And this lights up the generator. And they are joy seekers. Generators love seeking joy. They're not here to initiate, but they're here to go after what they want. So wait for your body to respond. You guys get stuff done, and you can take action before finding purpose. So you're not robots. I know that you might sometimes feel like a robot. I know I do. And you just need a little bit of rest, and then you can get right back to things. So I know I'm an incremental sleeper. I don't sleep 7 hours straight. I have a dog. She gets up early, and then she'll get up again. And so I sleep in increments. And that's okay, but as long as it comes from, a good support sleep system, generators can go, go, go. And this is your power force. Your gut response, that is your power force. Master the repetitive skills before you go up the staircase or pilot. So you want to master, we're going to go over these channels and we're going to master them so that we can go up to our authentic self. And often as generators, we get bored, and if something doesn't sell as a business or work, we'll try something different instead of mastering what we already have. And that can also be, not necessarily an issue, but something to acknowledge. So for this class, generators, because I've been doing a lot of your charts. So I want you to take this key aspect to remember to think from your gut and with your gut. Namaste, my friends, and make sure you check out my Good Friday necklace. And if you have not already checked out my Good Friday Infant of Prague necklace, I designed this necklace and I actually individually linked in each one of these emeralds and clear quartz piece by piece. There's Zambian emeralds, and then I added in the other chains. There's little gold balls. It is adjustable. It's a total length of 14 inches with zircons, and of course the beautiful mother of pearl infant. So the Infant of Prague was designed in the 16th century. It symbolizes the humanity, humility, and divine kingship of Christ. He's crowned and holding a globe, and it is highly venerated for miracles, healing, and financial protection. And particularly in the Irish culture, the statue is placed in the garden to ensure good weather for special occasions like weddings. And it is available.